One of the major themes that will be playing out over the next month or over the next few months will be this theme or conversation around addiction. Okay, and Spirit is really placing an emphasis on this thought that says you cannot continue to choose your addictions and expect your life to change. And Spirit really wants you to hear that you are not the one who is addicted. You are not the one who's addicted, meaning the essence of who you are, the essence of all that is, that lives within everything we can see and cannot see, the eternal essence. That part of yourself is not addicted. The essence of who you are is not choosing addiction. Your personality is choosing addiction. Who you think you have to be, that is who is choosing addiction. The masked version of yourself is choosing addiction. And you will begin to let go of these addictions once you really allow yourself or give yourself permission to begin to identify with the essence of who you are. Right now, your identity is completely and totally wrapped up in your personality. Right now, your identity is totally and completely wrapped up in the version of yourself that is temporary. Who you are in this space and time will cease to be eventually, right? But the essence of who you are will always live on. Spirit is speaking to the fact that sobriety isn't just letting go of what you're addicted to. Sobriety is letting go of the beliefs and narratives that have caused you to live under the illusion of separation, right? Sobriety is surrendering anything that causes you to isolate yourself from the essence of who you are. And that's important to know, because in order for you to get sober and sustain your sobriety, you have to put it out of your mind that you're, number one, doing it for the people around you. You can't do it for the people around you. You can only do it for yourself. And then number two, you have to get it out of your mind that the personality, who you think you are, the masked version of yourself, is the version of yourself who needs to become sober. It's not the masked version of yourself who is choosing sobriety. It's the essence of who you are. Your essence is sober-minded. And if you can come back to this understanding, or if you can choose sobriety from a place of, the only reason why I'm choosing sobriety is so that I can come back home to the essence of who I am. I'm not choosing sobriety for my children. I'm not choosing sobriety for my parents. I'm not choosing sobriety for my friends, for my lovers. I am choosing sobriety because in choosing sobriety, that means that I am coming back home to the essence of who I am. When I choose sobriety for myself, that means that I am coming back home to the essence of who I am. That means I'm coming back home to this idea, to this belief, to this truth that says the essence of who I am, the eternal essence, again, that lives within all things that I can see and cannot see. That aspect of me is who I'm coming back home to. That is the aspect of myself that I'm allowing to be the very foundation that I stand on and build my life on. When you choose sobriety, you are choosing to give up the very thing that has created a disconnect between you and your God self on a mind, body, and soul level. You are choosing to give up, you are choosing to surrender the very thing or things that has caused or created a disconnect between you and your God self on a mind, body, and soul level, right? Your body is uncomfortable. Your body is experiencing disease. Your mind is uncomfortable. Your mind is experiencing disease. Your spirit cannot get through to you because this thing, this addiction, this behavior, this habit is causing you to, has created a disconnect between you and your God self. So you can't hear from yourself clearly. You can't hear from your intuitive self. You can't hear from your inner being. You can't hear from the essence of who you are clearly because this thing has caused you to live in separation. Spirit also wants you to hear that choosing sobriety means giving up the lies that you've been telling yourself in order to please other people. Okay? So Spirit is saying that in order to please other people, you've been telling yourself that you need to show up a certain way. You've been telling yourself that you need to continue down a certain path that doesn't truly align with you. You've been telling yourself that you need to make certain decisions because if I make this decision, then it's also going to support or please these people over here. And so Spirit is saying that that is a part of is at the root of your addiction. Is in making choices and making decisions in order to please other people. So sobriety for you means to let go of the lies that you've been telling yourself in order to please other people. These lies that, again, have caused you to live in separation from the essence of who you are. These lies that have created a disconnect between you and the essence of who you are. These lies that have created a disconnect between you and your most authentic self and your most authentic desires. Spirit wants you to hear that you cannot receive what you aren't prepared for. And so a part of preparing yourself over this next month, over the next few months, a part of that process in becoming prepared is you choosing sobriety. It's you choosing to live with a sober mind. It's you choosing to disconnect from this idea that you are separate and apart from God, this idea that you are separate and apart from the essence of all that is. It's you making the choice to step back into right relationship with yourself, not with who you think you have to be. Not with your temporary self, but stepping back into right relationship with the essence of who you are, the part of yourself that will continue to exist even after your physical body has moved on, even after your physical body is no longer here. Spirit is saying that you know what it is that you need to let go of. You know what it is that you need to move on from. You know what it is that you need to surrender. The next step is standing on that awareness. The next step is standing on that awareness. The next step is letting your awareness move you forward, right? When you have the awareness and having the awareness without judgment. Okay, Spirit just told me to throw that in there. Have the awareness that you need to surrender these addictions without judging yourself, because again, the essence of who you are is not looking at you through the lens of judgment. The essence of who you are is calling you back home. The essence of who you are is looking at you through the lens of love, unconditional love and support. The masked version of yourself is who is holding on to the judgment. And if you can step into right relationship, if you can step into alignment with the essence of who you are and just sit with the essence of who you are, just sit with your essence, just lean into your essence, you'll feel and you'll realize that there's no judgment there. So then you can begin to do what you need to move forward, because now you're not trying to make change from a space of judgment. You're now creating or making room for change from a space of love and grace and compassion for yourself. The essence of who you are is not addicted. The essence of who you are is free. Use that as a mantra. The essence of who I am is not addicted. The essence of who I am is free. The essence of who I am is free. The essence of who I am is not addicted. The essence of who I am is free. And if you can lean into that truth, then you can begin to do what you need to do to let go of the masked version of yourself that is holding on to the addictions because you're disconnected from the essence of who you are. That's the only reason why you struggle with addiction, is because of that disconnect, because of that separation that exists between who you think you are and the essence of who you are. So allow yourself to be free. Allow yourself to be free. Allow yourself to be free, because you are. You absolutely are. I love you.